It's set champs season, and I want to tell you guys about my first set champs with set. Oh god, what are we on now? Is this 7? Set 7? My goodness, we are churning along. No pun intended. I played Dogs. So, as many of you may or may not know, I have a real life full-time job, and lately, for the past couple of months, actually, it's been so busy and chaotic that I haven't had a real chance to actually sit down and play Lorcana with real people. I did one weekend league night and there weren't very many people that showed up. So I've kind of been out of the loop. So I chose Dogs mainly because I wanted something that would be easy to pilot. When in doubt, bust aggro out. You don't have to think about it very hard. And my goal was to win one of the hero cards. Obviously, everybody gets this guy, right? So we got this guy, and everybody gets one for going. So, of course, I got one. My goal was to reach top 8 and get the enchanted version, and I just kind of want to give you guys just a brief rundown of what that was like, because it was a very fun day. A lot of decks. I genuinely was surprised. I knew that with the banning of Hiram and the Fortisphere, the kind of meta sort of burst apart, and it's all over the place. And it was really cool to actually play in an event where that still seemed to be very much the case. I mean, before this, it was red, blue, and blue, steel. Those were kind of the big ones. I went to the next town over to play, and some friends went with me. And of course, I don't think there was any locals, funny enough. It was people, everybody was from out of town, but there were 16 in total. And so we were able to do 4 rounds with a top cut being top 4. So top 8 still won the enchanted versions of the card, but there was only a top cut of 4. So I knew I didn't necessarily need to make it to, the end all be all, right? Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to get the enchanted hero. And my very first round was against somebody I've played against before, but he was playing against red purple. I got a list on the side because it's a long day and I'm a little tired. Literally, it happened today. So a little fried up here. Red purple. And I wasn't really sure what to expect. And after he played a few cards, I kind of realized, oh yeah, we're in like this really evasive meta. I don't know if you know Dogs very well. I'll put a little snippet on screen right here of the deck. And I'll just kind of scroll through the deck list. Then you guys can kind of get an idea. Just a very basic, all characters. This deck does not do well against evasive. The only evasive character in the deck is Go-Go, and she's not really there for, fighting back. She's there for lore swings. And so we sit down and we play. And I believe the first game, I do manage to eke it out. The second game, very much not in my favor. I did win the die roll, so I got to go first in the first game, which is huge for an aggro deck. Going second, got my butt kicked. Going third, scraped it out. I wasn't actually confident I was going to win it, but we scraped it out, and so I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, 16 players. I think I just have to win 2 matches. We played best of 3s all day. That's another factor. We played best of 3s, not best of 2s. And I'm thinking I just have to win 2 of my games and then get 1 game win out of the matches for the next 2 at a minimum. I think that's what I would have needed to get top 8. So happy to have gotten my first win. And we jump into the second game, and it's against somebody who's been on the channel before, Braden, playing red-blue. And my first game may have been it was the second longest game of the day. When I was done with that match, I was looking around. I realized there was only one other set of people playing their match. That was it. Everybody else had finished at that point. And yeah, so I jump into round 2, match 2, and I'm playing against Braden against his red-blue. And it's a total 180. We 2-0 against red-blue and just completely clean it up. The fastest match of the day, I'm pretty sure. They gave us 55-minute timers, and we were done at like 49 minutes. So it was like 6 minutes, and we were done. It was very fast. This deck is weird. I've never played it before. I just kind of sleeved it up again just because it was, you know, something that was going to be fast and I didn't have to think about. And there was a few games where it's like, yeah, you get this like awesome curve and it's hard to deal with, and then the game's over. And then you got other ones where it's like the curve is good, but your opponent's able to disrupt it, and then it slows down, and then it runs out of gas really quickly. One of the cool cards in the deck is the new Tramp card, and he seems really cool on the surface. You're like, I get to draw 5 cards? This is amazing. And then you're like, oh, I have to discard 5 cards now. So it's like, you can't play him, or you can't really use his ability unless you're planning on setting up a potential Chernobog at some point, if you have no cards in your hand, because whatever you draw, you're just going to discard, which is great for Chernobog, unless Chernobog's one of the cards you drew, and then you're discarding him too. So that's a little rough. But those were some great games because I was able to do it. You're able to do Tramp, and I already got a couple characters in the discard pile, and play Tramp, draw a bunch of cards. You find that you got the Chernobog, so you just dump everything else, and then you play Chernobog for free. And you're like, okay, here's a 9/9 that quests for 3 that I got to play for free. So thanks, Tramp. So Tramp was really, really good. I will say for my deck, I did go to Dreamborn and just clicked on the decks that people post there, and it was one of the first ones there. I realized it was aggro, so I knew that was for me. I wanted something quick and easy to play, pick up a few wins, win my Enchanted. That's the goal, right? Want to win the Enchanted. And the playmat, whatever. Don't care about that. I just want the Enchanted. And yeah, so match 2, just cleaned it up super quick. It curved out exactly as you wanted. It was fantastic. And then we go into match 3, and it was against Gambit, another person you've seen on the channel here before. And my history with playing with Gambit, I'm pulling numbers out of my butt, but let's be honest, it feels pretty accurate. I think my win-loss percentage against Gambit, just across all the games we've ever played together, I think he wins probably 70% of the time, 75% of the time maybe. So my odds of playing against him, they're already pretty low. He was playing Blurple, and I had heard a rumor that the set champs that I missed, the top 2 ended up being Chernodogs versus Blurple, with Chernodogs winning, so I was feeling pretty good. It was my first die roll loss to go first, so I was going second in game 1, and he cleaned me up. Just super easy. Okay. That feels pretty much on par. And then game 2, I get to go first, and I'm thinking, okay, if I can just pick up my 1 win here, that's all I need. I don't technically need to win the match. Again, I'm just trying to get the top 8, get my Enchanted, and he cleans me up again, super fast. 0-2, just absolutely devastated. Just ripped me apart. Okay, Blurple, maybe not my best matchup right now. And so I'm going into game 4, match 4, and I'm thinking to myself, I think I have to win this to guarantee a spot in the top 8. I think I have to win it. It's possible I could have only needed to pick up a single game to get the top 8, but to be safe, I want to try to win it. And it was against another red-purple control deck. And when I say this was the craziest game I have ever played of Lorcana, there's no sarcasm or jokes whatsoever in that. The first game, he took it from me, and I'm thinking, okay, this is bad. This is bad. I'm going to go first in the second game. But the first game was really devastating, really ripped me apart. And I want to at least try to get the 1 game win so I can have the best shot possible at the top 8. Again, that's the goal. We just want them. And we go into game 2, and I don't really know how it happened. It was kind of a blur. It was moving fast. And before I knew it, he didn't have a board. I didn't have a board, and neither of us had cards in hand. And it was my turn. So I draw my card, and I think I'm at 17 lore at this point. So I'm aggro deck. I just need something to stick. I just need something decent to stick. So I draw, I get a Little John, I play him down because I'm just playing everything. Pass the turn, can't do anything else. It's the only card. His turn, he draws Dragonfire. Little John's gone. Okay. Next turn, I draw another card. I don't even remember what it was. Just playing it right away. I have enough ink to play basically everything, and enough stuff in my discard pile to play Chernobog. So I can play anything I draw. It's a pure creature deck. and I could play anything except Big Tramp. Didn't have enough ink for Big Tramp. So that was my only like real dud. Didn't want to see him. Drew a card, was able to play it, pass the turn. He draws friends on the other side, draws 2 more cards. He's able to get a body on the board. I think it was Peter Pan, but I could be mistaken. And then I draw another card, and I think it's my Piglet. And so I just play Piglet, and I don't turn it sideways. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, everything in my deck is a character. So as long as I don't draw, no, even if I draw Tramp right now, because I have 2 characters and enough ink, and he gets a discount for characters in play. Okay, so as long as my characters both stick, I think I just win. And so I pass the turn, no questing, and he gets a shark down. And at this point, I may have missed a turn here, but effectively I had a Piglet, something else in play. It's not enough to win, and because they're only questing for 2 at this point, I really need Piglet to be active. And he draws the shark, doesn't have anything else, can't swing at me, even with Peter Pan and having the rush, because I didn't leave anything vulnerable to challenge. And that was it. I drew my card, played my character, won game 2. And I'm thinking, okay, I think I got hero. I think I got the enchanted hero. Perfect. That's all I needed. And then we go to game 3, and I'm going second, and he's already ripped me apart in game 1. And I was like, okay, this is, it's whatever. And I set it up so my hand's great for turn 2. I have Daisy in play. I have 2 Cursed Merfolk in play. I have a Piglet in play. I got a Lilo in play. I am able to play Tramp, and Tramp finds me a Chernabog and a Tramp. And I'm okay, cool. So next turn I'll get to play Tramp, and that'll be enough cards, enough characters in my discard to be able to play Chernabog. And so I play the Tramp, shuffle through, discard stuff. Next turn I'm going to play another Tramp, and then I realized I can play second Tramp right now. So I play second Tramp, same turn, do it again, enough stuff in the discard pile. The only card left in my hand is the Chernabog. And then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, so if I quest now, based on what he's got on board, he's going to eat basically everything that I quest with. It'll take me from 4 to 14, and then I won't have like the gas to get me there. I'll have to be able to get through a few more turns. And he's running things like the Dragon's Fires. I think there's probably Brawls in his deck. Possibly Teeth and Ambitions, and I know for a fact that he has Lady Tremaine. So I didn't want to leave myself too thin. So I only quest with both of my Cursed Merfolks, thinking, okay, if he's going to attack into them, he's going to sacrifice his hand, and that'll leave me with enough gas. And there happens to also be a Lilo in the graveyard, so I set the Lilo like to the top because there's a chance that I just might play her to start with. Keep Chernabog in my hand. I don't want to get too crazy here. And pass the turn. He ends up singing to friends, playing Finders Keepers. So he's drawing 6 cards with the card for turn. Full hand all of a sudden. Easily can take down both my Cursed Merfolk. And I'm like, okay. So he's not really losing anything here. Gets to cherry pick what's going to go missing. And then all of a sudden, I don't know why he attacked. He didn't need to attack because he follows it up with a Be Prepared and just wipes out the board. Again, a little bit frazzled. Might be getting some of my turns mixed around here, but yeah, he just wipes the board with a Be Prepared. And okay, cool. Then my turn, I'm able to just slam Chernabog, completely forgetting that Lilo was a card that I could have played too. And shuffle everything back in. Got a Chernabog in play. And I just need a couple turns. And for him to not have any answers, which seems like a tall order. But with some back and forth, he's able to deal with my stuff. I'm able to just rebuild my board really quick. I get Lady down, so I'm able to get 2 characters back out of the discard at some point. And so I'm able to just keep the gas and just keep putting the metal to the pedal to the other metal and running away. And somehow, miraculously, I pulled it out. It was the wildest game of back and forth. I'm going to win. I'm going to lose. I'm going to win. I'm going to lose. I'm going to win. I'm going to lose. I won! And so it was enough. That was enough. I did get the enchanted hero. My goal was met. I wasn't sure if I was going to make top cut or not. Yep, top 4. It didn't matter. I got what I wanted. And looking around, looking at the stats, realizing I think I am in top 4. I think I'm very solidly in 3rd place right now. and I don't know who the fourth person's going to be. Okay, cool. There's a shot for the playmat. And then I'm looking at who my opponents might be, and it's Gambit, who I've already lost to horribly. Okay. And then my other buddy, David, who's been on the channel before as well, playing Steel Song. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't played this deck before. Never played it against Steel Song. But from my history and knowledge of playing aggro into Steel Song, that's a bad matchup. And so I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to play against Gambit. I don't want to play against David. Both of those are awful. I want them to play against each other. And then I don't have to worry about one of them. But I'm going to, if I win my match, I want to play against whoever's going to get spot 4. And the guy who got spot 4 was a green-purple player. And as it broke down, nope, I had to play against David. I had to go against Steel Song. And I lost the die roll, so I'm going second in game 1, which is bad for my aggro deck against Steel Song. But somehow I curve phenomenally and I take control from second, going second, and pick up game 1. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I have to go second again in game 2. But if I lose that game, I get to go first in game 3. I got 2 chances to actually win this thing against a deck that I didn't think I stood a chance against. And I get my butt kicked in, in game 2, just kind of devastated. He was able to go exceptionally wide, and his characters are much bigger than mine were. And he has all this removal that he can sing. And yeah, that's the way it went. He just went really wide with big characters that quest for 2 or more. And okay, game 2, easy loss for me. Game 3, very great opening hand, curved really well, and won the game very quickly in the final game of the match. So now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm in the top 2. I'm playing for the game mat. I've never won a game mat. And this is back when, there was 2 game mats to win, and I've never won either of them. So at this point, I'm feeling kind of bad because second place means I would have got a game mat if they still did that. And now it doesn't. So it's like, okay, second is still the same as getting 8th. Like, this isn't going to be good. And then I'm feeling even worse because it's against Gambit, who's already demonstrated he can mop the floor with me. And if it wasn't exactly like against David, I don't know what else was. Game 1, I lost the die roll, had to go second, had a really great recovery, and took control and won game 1. Game 2, I'm feeling good because I can hear him saying, it's, oh no, he didn't get Bell. He'd been turn winning Bell every single game all day, dropping a stinking popsicle and getting Bell every single game. He did it in both the games against me. He did it in our game 1. Like, Bell's a tough one. It trades with like 3 of my characters. It's obnoxious. And he didn't get it. And I'm thinking, okay, so as long as my mulligan is decent and I got a lot of bad cards in my opening hand, I'm going to throw a lot of it back. I think I got a good shot as long as he doesn't top deck the Bell. And mulligan was awful. 5 cost, 7 cost, 7 cost, turn a bug in there, 10 cost, and then 2 uninkables and another inkable. And I'm like, okay, I need some really good top decks. I didn't get him. He kicked my butt in game 2. But it means game 3, I got to go first. I got to go first with my aggro deck, and I've already figured out that, hey, I actually can beat him. And yeah, if it wasn't just a glorious opening hand, and just like against David, able to recover in that game 1, got my butt kicked in game 2, and game 3 was just the best you could hope for. And there it was. Lady on turn 1, Daisy and Tramp on turn 2, and then my turn 3 was a Donald Duck as a bodyguard. And this is all before that he could even play a single character, and the character he could play was Peter Pan, which had to attack the Donald, which it couldn't defeat. So by turn 3 or 4, I'm most of the way to victory, and my character's on board, pretty much secure victory. I did it. I got my first ever playmat. My first ever playmat. I know, it's a long story. I tried to keep it short. Links for the TCG Club down below. I'm just so darn excited. I feel validated. I can do it. I can win.